Is my screen pretty visible to you? Okay. और अब चल पड़ा है कैमरा, जब मैंने छोड़ दिया ना कि कैमरा, तो चल पड़ा है. Okay, ji, let's start with question number one. The question number one is related to the magnification. What is the formula of magnification? Magnif is equal to, oh, sorry, am I sharing? Okay. Size of image divided by actual size. Okay. This is the very important formula for all three papers, paper 2, 4 and 6. And you must know that in paper 6, which is the practical one, there must be one question which is related to magnification. Okay. Now the question is, the diagram is 70 millimeter long. It means this one is the image size, okay, and this one is the actual size. Now how to convert micrometer into millimeter? Now that's a question, because when you divide these two things, your units should be same. So what could be done? मैं बताऊंगी. Okay, so what will happen? एक मिनट, मेरा ना जो कैमरा मुझे बहुत तंग कर रहा है, ये कभी इधर नहीं हो रहा, कभी इस गिर गिर जा रहा है. इसको मैं ज़रा स्क्रीन ऐसे कर लूँ. ओके, अब ठीक है. ओके, सो when we want to convert millimeter into micrometer, we multiply it with 1000. Now if we are moving in the opposite direction, micrometer to millimeter, we divide it with 1000. Okay, so 1 divided by 1000 is, let's say actual size is 1 divided by 1000 is 0.001 millimeter. Okay, now we need to divide both. So magnification is equal to size of image is 70 divided by 0.001. So what would be answer now? Yes, 70,000. So this would be our magnification. Question number 2, the diagram shows a cross section of a leaf. Which arrow shows the direction of diffusion of carbon dioxide on a sunny day? Okay, now first of all we need to understand whether carbon dioxide diffuse into or out of the cell uh, of a plant during daytime. Tell me, will it diffuse out, will it be needing will it be needing carbon dioxide or producing carbon dioxide? It will need carbon dioxide. Okay, so carbon dioxide definitely diffuse in, so our answer would be D. Okay, question number 3. In which cell structure does aerobic respiration takes place? Which organelle is responsible for energy production? Mitochondria. Next one is, a graph is given. Now this graph was quite confusing for you, I guess. The graph is a simple graph. Now this graph is related to a limiting factor. How do we define limiting factor? The limiting factor is the one which is present in a lesser amount. Okay, okay. Now if you look at over here in this graph, now this is one concept of chapter number 6 which is quite uh, difficult for students to understand. Now I'm telling you the whole concept. So what is limiting? Anything that is present in lesser quantity that is changing the rate of reaction or the rate of photosynthesis. Here here when we talk about this point A to B, what is present in the lesser amount? Light intensity. What is present in the lesser amount? Let's say starting from here, 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so here the light intensity is present in the lesser amount. It's already a limiting factor. ठीक है, at point X light is limiting factor. But if we move from B to C, now still the reaction the rate of reaction is constant. It means light is not a limiting factor over here, because we are providing it with more and more light, but the reaction is not increasing. It means there is some other factor which is increasing or decreasing it. Have you got the point? उर्दू में बता दूं एक दफ़ा, इजी हो जाएगा. ओके. लिमिटिंग फैक्टर, जो चीज़ कम होगी हम उसे कहते हैं वो लिमिटिंग फैक्टर है. अगर हम इस ग्राफ में देखते हैं तो ग्राफ जा रहा है 0, 10, 20, 30. तो हम मानते हैं चलो 0 to 20, ए से बी तक 0 to 20 में लाइट इंटेंसिटी कम थी, रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन कम था. ठीक है. लेकिन जब हम बी टू सी की बात करते हैं तो सी के पास 50 है, बी के पास 30 से 50 तक इंक्रीज कर की है, लेकिन रिएक्शन हमारा इंक्रीज नहीं किया. इसका मतलब है लाइट इंटेंसिटी यहाँ पे मसला नहीं है, कोई और फैक्टर है जो उसको नहीं मिल रहा. सही है. So what is the limiting factor on this point X? Light intensity. Because this is present in the smaller amount. Okay, next question. A diagram is given. So these are the root hair cells. This one is the soil. Okay? Which substance move from the soil into the root hair cell? Water and mineral ions. Good. Next one. The diagram shows stages in the passage of water through a plant. Which row shows water moving in the form of water vapors? Okay. When water move into the root, it is still liquid, right? In xylem, it would be still liquid. When it move from cell to cell, these are not the what spaces, the intracellular spaces that are present in the spongy mesophyll, these are not one. So they are moving from cell to cell, means no spaces are present. This one is also liquid. When it find a space, for example here, it's finding a space over here, only then it converts into vapors. So this point B would be showing the water vapors. All other three would be the liquid forms. Next question. Compared with the inspired air, whatever you are inhaling in, what description of the expired air is correct? So let's talk about the inspired air and expired air. So if we talk about nitrogen, both have 78% of nitrogen, right? If we talk about oxygen, the inspired air has 21%, while the expired air has lesser quantity, which is 16%. If we talk about carbon dioxide, the inspired air has 0.04%, but the expired air has 4% of carbon dioxide. So what would be applicable over here? In the expired air, there is less oxygen and more carbon dioxide. So answer would be B. Next question. Yeast is placed in a container full of glucose and no air. It means it is anaerobic respiration. So which equation shows the anaerobic respiration in the yeast? Answer is A. The glucose is converted into alcohol and carbon dioxide. This B is taking place in the muscles, basically humans. Okay. This next one is the aerobic respiration, not the anaerobic one. And this one is the completely wrong one, not in the respiration one. Okay. What term describes the removal of nitrogen containing part of urea? Good. Deamination. Question number 10. In the diagram, which part labels the urethra? Okay, this, if we talk about these are the renal artery. Okay, let's say. This A is ureter. No, not the ureter. Sorry. It's not ureter. It's again renal vein. This D is ureter, and this C would be urethra. So our answer would be C. Okay, let's move to the next question. When is the transpiration rate of a well-watered plant is highest? Now it has enough water. What increases the rate of transpiration? There are three factors which increases, and there is one factor which decreases it. So if we want to increase the rate of respiration, we need to increase the temperature. Okay, we need to increase the wind, right? We need to increase light maybe, but in transpiration, the humidity would lower the transpiration, because already so many water vapors are present in the surrounding, so water won't diffuse out. Okay, so among these four options, at what day or on what day would be the highest transpiration? On a hot day, right? The temperature would be high. On a windy day, temperature would be sorry, the wind should be like quite enough. And the third thing would be, should be dry, so that water can diffuse out easily. So answer would be C. Yes. Next, okay, the diagram is given for the breathing. So what happens in inspiration? When we inhale in, our diaphragm moves down, so it contract to relax. Okay, it would be P. The external intercostal muscles would contract. The internal yes, the internal intercostal muscles, yeah, relax. So answer would be PYR. These are opposite. These are opposite. Oh, then it would be Q and Z. Okay, wait. Let's do it again. External intercostal muscles are relaxing. Oh yeah, externally कम होंगे ना, external ही relax होंगे तो उसका size बढ़ेगा. Okay, हाँ, Q आएगा यहाँ पे. एक मिनट में इसको erase कर देती हूँ. Okay, so it would be P, Q and Z. The diaphragm would relax, the external costal muscle relax, and internal contract. P, Q, Z. Okay. Okay, can you give me a minute? I'm just coming. Just give me a minute. Okay. So, okay, the next one. Oh, sorry. So, the next one. The next one is what row about the circulatory system is correct? What pumps the blood? Heart. And what part has valves? Both heart and veins. So, our answer would be A. Next question. Why do air spaces in spongy mesophyll cells are present? Why are they present? What is the purpose of these spaces? B. To allow more gases to diffuse. Okay, now this is a non-woody plant stem and it has been dyed red. So which part is going to take up the red dye? Xylem, right? Which part is xylem? C is cortex. What is present inside, xylem or phloem? Xylem. So it would be D. Which cells produce mucus? This is again a part of your respiratory system. Zoom in. Okay, okay. The goblet cells. What produces the mucus? The goblet cells. And ciliated cells move that mucus out of your trachea. Next one. In healthy people, yes. Really? That's the 17th one. In a healthy people, which substance is completely reabsorbed into the blood from the kidney nephron? Which is completely reabsorbed? These three, if you talk about this and this is partially reabsorbed. Urea is not reabsorbed at all, and glucose is completely reabsorbed because we need glucose for various functions. So answer would be A. Okay. Next question. One of the symptoms of the disease cholera is diarrhea. Okay, this is due to the water loss by osmosis caused by the cholera toxin. What is the effect of cholera toxin that result in diarrhea? So it's a whole process. The whole process starts when it start producing toxin. Then these toxins move the chloride ions into the intestine lumen. Okay, and if yeah, and it will lower the water potential. That's why water moves into the lumen and results in watery feces, the diarrhea. Next question. What contains the, let me just, 1 minute. Let me increase the size for this one. Okay. I guess these are quite like visible. Which contains the greatest concentration of lactic acid? A bottle of alcohol? No, lactic acid is not present in alcohol. A loaf of freshly baked bread? No, yeast is present, so lactic acid is not there. Muscle cells? Yes. Lactic acids are produced by as a result of anaerobic respiration in muscle cells. And last one, the yeast cells? No, it is not produced in yeast cells. So answer would be C. Okay. Now this one is a question which we actually did in class, but still people get it wrong. An athlete runs a race. The graph is given like this. Now they have asked how long did the athlete run. It means the time from where it started to the time where it finished. So almost how many minutes are there? There are only 2 minutes for which it runs. Then the lactic acid level drops back to normal. Okay. Next one. 21. Which chamber of the heart has the thickest muscle wall? So because it needs to, left ventricle, it needs to pump the blood with the greater pressure. Which blood vessel has a highest carbon dioxide concentration? Which directly goes towards the lungs. What goes towards the lung? The pulmonary artery. Which statement is correct for most veins in the human body? They have valves. Next is the diagram is shown, and this is a single circulation, right? So where would be oxygen lowest? When it moves to body, this part, and when from heart it moves to X. So these are the points where the concentration would be lower. So what would you suggest? Which one has the lowest? Lowest mean you have to select one. That would be X only. Next question is which structures are present in plant cell but not in animal cell? Okay, the chloroplast, the cell wall, and a big vacuole. So among these, which option is correct? I guess B, right? Okay, so this is all for today.